What is up, guys? My name is Noshki and welcome to Reading Dirty Fan Fiction. Now in this video we're gonna be reading the Milk Fic. Now this well, the Milk Fic is a fan fiction. I don't really know who it's made by, but the people in the fan fiction are Ryan Ross, or that guy, and Brendan Urie, or that guy. And it's extremely dirty, and I thought, hey, why not make a video out of it? And so here we are. And the version that I found is titled Ryan Ross and Brendan Urie Butt Frick in a Tub of Milk. Alright. Okay, let's begin. Ryan was kneeling in the bathtub, a towel under his knees, and another under his hands. His head turned as he craned his neck to watch Brendan working. The younger boy swirled the spoon around the overlarge bowl, before tapping it against the rim, laying it on the counter. You know it'll cool down a little bit once I get in the bag, but is that good? Brendan bent over next to the tub so Ryan could slowly dip 2 fingers into the bowl, nodding once. It's fine. Oh boy. Brendan nodded again, reaching out to stroke Ryan's hair before standing back up and returning to the sink, where all the equipment was spread out. The hook! Oh my god. The hook was already hanging from the shower curtain, so Brendan could hang the... Could hang the bag as soon as it was full. Go ahead and take the plug out, baby. His voice was gentle, soft, and start with your fingers. It was the gentlest of their darker interludes. No name-calling or hair-pulling or punishments for noises of pain. It hurt enough on its own. It was degrading enough on its own. Brendan didn't need to add anything to that. Brendan felt a small tremor run through his body as he heard the soft moan coming from the bathtub. Knew the other boy had just extracted the plug. Oh boy. He glanced up at the mirror, watching the boy set the glass plug on the edge of the tub next to the bottle of lubricant. Ryan picked up the bottle, desperate to fill himself as he opened it, dripping some of the lubricant onto his fingers and rubbing them. It was cold to the initial touch, but it warmed up as his fingers moved. You're so fucking hot like that, baby, Brendan purred from the sink where the bag was nearly full. Now go ahead. Ryan flushed, warm from his compliment, his wrist sliding down his waist hip bone, the curve of his ass, and then his fingers were poised, resting against its entrance before pressing in. He was already loose from the plug, so it was an easy intrusion. He didn't even bother with more... Oh my god. He didn't even bother with more lubricant before pressing a third finger in, moaning right at the stretch. He started as he heard the click from Brendan hanging the bag. Already? Don't sound so disappointed, the boy chided softly. You can keep your fingers in for a second. He almost added a soft slut, but stopped himself. Brendan leaned down, searching for the bottle of lubricant, letting himself hover over Ryan for a moment, his breath tickling the back of the boy's neck. Just think about everything I'll do after, he whispered before straightening back up and slicking lube over the tip of the nozzle in his own fingers. Okay. Ryan whined, but slowly pulled his fingers out anyway. He wasn't empty for longer than a few seconds. Brendan's fingers immediately sliding over his own before pressing in, and then pulling out to press the tip of the nozzle. Breathe, he murmured. Fingers running down the boy's spine. I'm going to now. Wait, okay? Wait, Ryan choked out. I'm going to now, Brendan repeated, a voice a little harder this time. You're fine. He kept his fingers running along the boy's spine as he loosened the clamp. Ryan bit his bottom lip, moaning as he felt the first rush of the warm milk sliding into his body. The beginning of the enema was always like Brendan's fingers were now, smooth and soft almost. The cramps would come soon enough, but Brendan's fingers would still be the same. When they started, one of Ryan's hands flew up to his stomach and Brendan stopped the flow without a word, letting the other boy massage his abdomen to seize the pain. Just tell me. Okay. Ryan whispered, his hand on his stomach. Brendan loosed the clamp again, and Ryan felt the warmth continuing to enter his body. He continued to massage away the dull ache of the cramps as he felt the stomach slowly begin to expand from the amount of liquid he's taken. "Stop!" he choked out. He wasn't supposed to ask how much, but he was desperate to know. He felt like he'd taken half already, but he knew it was probably more like a quarter of the bag. "Bren?" he asked, voice close to the cracking. Brenny." His voice was weak. "You're doing great, baby." The boy leaned down, letting soft kisses feather along Ryan's lower back. So good. The tears were starting to build up. Ryan could feel them in his chest, waiting there, another ache in his body. He let his head fall forward, trying to slow his breathing, trying to focus on Brendan's fingers instead of the liquid inside of him. "Okay," he whispered, voice cracking as the first tears slid down his cheeks. The flow continued, and Ryan slowed the flow without a say so after 5 minutes or so. "You're taking it so well, Rye," he cooed. "You've got half." He usually didn't tell Ryan how much he'd taken, but it had taken a while since they'd done this, and he didn't want the boy to break before he managed to get in both quarts in. "Half?" Ryan asked, voice timid, as if he wasn't sure if he should be relieved or disconcerted. Brendan leaned forward, letting his lips kiss the back of Ryan's neck, then between the boy's shoulder blades. "Are you ready for more?" When Ryan hesitated, Brendan squeezed his hip. "You can take it, baby. We've done this before." Ryan's head nodded a fraction of an inch. His breathing already labored. He gave a small squeak as the milk started slipping into his body again. Please, I can't." He shook his head, tears coming out for real now. Brendan clapped the nozzle again. "I can't, Bren. Please, I need, please." The younger boy reached his hand down to Ryan's stomach. The curve of a belly that usually wasn't there. "I know you can take this," he said, voice low but not angry or disappointed. "I know you can, Ryan." He let their fingertips brush. "But I won't make you," he added. "It's up to you." Ryan hated that. It would have been so much easier to go along with it if Brendan hadn't given him the choice. Now it was up to him to decide if he wanted to be selfish and disappoint his boyfriend and not get rewarded, or just go along with it or deal with the pain. "I'll try," he mumbled weakly, squeezing his eyes shut and biting his bottom lip between his teeth as he felt the flow again. Brendan slipped his hand down Ryan's stomach to wrap around his cock, gently stroking, trying to turn the whimpers that the older boy was now making into moans. "So good, baby." He kept whispering over and over. "You're taking it so good." "Hurts," Ryan choked out. "Break?" Brendan locked the clamp again, letting Ryan rub at his stomach and try to catch his breath. "It's almost all in," he said gently, still stroking the other boy's erection. "Just a little bit more. I know you can take it, Ryan." "How much?" The question hung heavy in the air for a moment. Ryan wasn't supposed to ask, and he knew it, but he also knew Brendan never spanked him or punished him during enema, so the worst possibility was simply that the other boy wouldn't tell him. "Probably 4 ounces," Brendan answered finally, and Brendan started again. "Okay? You can take this all in one go." Ryan nodded, gritting his teeth and counting silently in his head, hoping it wouldn't take longer than a minute to finish. It was only a few seconds over when the flow stopped, and Brendan planted a kiss to the small of Ryan's back. "I'm going to switch it out for the plug, okay? Keep it in." Ryan tightened his muscles, his toes curling up as he did. It hurt, tensing up along with a dull ache in his abdomen. Even if all was tightened, a little bit of the milk water escaped, sliding down the inside of his thigh. Then the plug was in, and he could relax his muscles, but only somewhat. Ryan picked up a washcloth and wiped at the liquid that slid down Ryan's skin. "Oh my God. Help me, please. Help me, please."